Hey, family, what's going on out there? What's going on out there? A happy Friday and a happy Juneteenth weekend, right? Welcome to the weekend, family, right? We made it. Another chance for us to be able to be free, to be at peace, to be whole and wholesome to ourselves and each other, family. Welcome in us who are almost 1,300 plus strong, who believe in, who love on, who think on, who hunger, thirst, seek and search for that which is a different view. Family, welcome in. Folks, today is just, again, this one's not lists, and this is not notes, and this is just talking from the heart, family, okay? Just to expound on some things that we had spoken on last time, but not again, we're not going an hour. Thank you, family, for those who listened to that episode, right? Share it with your friends. Again, you can find us on Spotify at A Different View. The artist's name is KJ, or the content creator's name is KJ, right? You can find us on Pandora, same thing. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, same thing. Just type in A Different View. And again, if I don't think there's too many that have the same thing. There are a few, but KJ is the name, right? KJ is the name of the artist or the content creator. On YouTube, a little different. It is at A Different View 80, literally the @ symbol, A Different View 80. We have seen some of the views there. Again, share the message. This is the time, family, to stand up and be bold. You don't get anything by laying down. You know, that is, unless like we talk about with as they used to call them back in the day, streetwalkers, right? Unless you're looking for a certain kind of thing here. And then many times, all of us, again, family, we are about removing the defenses in the mind. Many of us have become addicted to pleasure, family. That's just what it is. And it's at the basis of most of the conversations and these arguments and these discussions that normally get, like, mashed potatoes or cranberry sauce or turkey leg thrown at you during Thanksgiving time, right? We're just saying what it is, okay? There's no need to have knockdown, drag-out fights over this, family. It's just time to be good to each other, okay? Our Mexican brothers and sisters deserve to be our Latin, Asian, Australian. It doesn't matter on the planet. European. It doesn't matter. I said the European, okay? We're going to have to stop, family. To our black brothers and sisters, stop again. Stop operating in the energy in which Massa operated with you in. It does not work. It may be something you want to do, but we are telling you, family, it won't work. Okay? Whether you decide to marry and stay black, as far as that's concerned, because again, you are black. You are black, family, whether you marry a white woman, Hispanic woman, Asian woman, because these are normally the ones that people go crazy about. Okay? Of course, some of the latter ones I named are a little bit lower on that list, but still, you black, family, okay? Or you are whatever culture you are, because this happens the other way around. There's a pretty cool movie out there that's called You People on Netflix. If you can't find it, and they may have taken it off there. It had the big fat kid from if fat offends people. It had the see, we do have to be cautious of the words we use, family. That's another one of these things. Be cautious of the words you use. See, again, we have stayed around the deceiver for so long. You start picking up on how they are, family. We ought to be cautious of how we talk. Nobody is saying you can't say a thing, okay? Nobody is saying you can't joke on a thing. But at the end of the day, family, we have to be cautious of who we're talking to. For as much as people can take a joke, there are those who do not. There are those who find it disrespectful. So that's fine. Right? See, we can quote, "I will be all things to all people" from St. Paul or Apostle Paul, however you want to look at it. This is for our Christian brothers and sisters, because they get butthurt the same way. Again, these are things that we all face. It's just time to start being good to people, family. That's all. That's all what it is now. We have been bad and horrible and mean and using excuses for too long. And you are seeing the results of it. That's exactly what it is. Okay? You don't get mad if we had dodged talking about gun control in the last episode. But again, family, right? This is one thing, you just needlessly shooting and hunting and killing animals and stuff, okay? For those who like hunting as a sport, I'm sorry. We need food sources down here, family. They playing with our food source. You better be careful about how much you just go and shooting and killing animals at will. Hopefully, though, these for fun game hunters is storing some of that meat, because the way the man playing with food today, you're going to need some original meat. They playing. We'll leave it alone. Okay, we'll leave it alone. There's articles that you could look up on about how they playing with what is and isn't original meat, and then making copies of things and all that. You can look it up. Again, your boy ain't messing with y'all. We ain't talking no mess. This is real. Okay. We've already mentioned this whole thing about how there's certain companies here that's got a lot of the stuff that we get from. They close down their stuff, family. What you gonna get? If you don't know how to farm and you don't know how to do stuff, how it's gonna work? Because we're all relying upon McDonald's to be able to feed us. We're just saying what it is, family, okay? When it comes to this gun thing, listen, it's responsibility that's at play here. That neighborhood that got shot up in Buffalo by these fools, and these churches that get shot up and all this stuff, family, I don't know. We believe in Jesus for protection, but then we ain't doing nothing natural. It's the same thing with healing. We believe in healing, but you ain't, hey, look. You deal with it in your own heart and spirit, but at the same time, you see somebody else dealing with it. That's not the time to get. And even though you introduce a thing, understand the warning coming from the scriptures. If you live by the sword, you're going to die by it. See, we look at the Bible, family, for an occasion to be mean boys and girls to each other. But that book, like other holy texts, okay, we're not getting into which one is which. I'm not doing that. All right. What we believe is what we believe, and you go on. This silly battle we've been doing about which one is which, no, it's your choice. Whatever you choose or don't choose, and you go on about your business, right? Christ told the 70 going into, they don't receive you in town, you dust your feet off, right? That's where we get the song from Jay-Z, this whole dust your shoulders off, right? You dust off your sandals, you keep it moving. We ain't sitting here trying to enslave folks. Which is why some foul, funky stuff was going on with these missionaries hopping up with these governments, going to Africa and everywhere else. Australia, Asia, everywhere, where there's dark, tan skin tone folks. But when you look back into the history of Europe and the infighting that went on in the thousands and the 1100s and the 1200s, you already know what it is. That's all, family. We already know what it is. Okay? Again, it's time to get around from, not to say what they was doing was justified. It was wrong. This is just a time, family, especially around Juneteenth, and we got the July 4th coming up. It's a time to recognize what's going on. We ain't gonna sit here and be all, the United States, when you know the United States was created improperly on these lands. That just dulls the conversation a little bit. I'm sorry, or helps the conversation, whichever way you want to look at it. We can't say God is love, family, and then we're doing things that are hateful to each other. People got different ways of doing things, different ways of dressing, different ways of singing, different ways of eating, all that kind of stuff. As long as these things revolve around health, what the hell do you care? What the hell do I care? Right? And I know, normally another one of these defenses is, that sounds all well and good, KJ, but this a real world. Yeah, I know it's a real world with real problems that really people keep putting they unrealistic noses and thought patterns and processes into the equation. It's time, family, for us to leave. Again, this has always been a thing of the haves and the have-nots. And those who have some very weird ways they look at people. Again, teach their own, right? But you think this thing is through enslaving folks, you got another thing coming. To make it and make nothing like that. Again, what Paul told the Grecians was real. Every people group, we read to you some stuff in that last episode. Every people group is already down here, family. Everyone. It's time to start giving credit and leave people alone. Start learning the cultures that they hide from us. Have an appreciation for the world around us, family. That's all what this is. Okay? It ain't fleecing nobody for money when they come into money. It's about putting their money, right, in the right places for it to grow in that good ground. Like we read to y'all last time, put it in the places where it's going to grow and give you profit, not another. Right? And again, this is not to discredit how we help each other from our blessings and bounty that we have. Because the truth is, you are blessed to be a blessing. Okay? I don't know, y'all. These are things to consider. I mean, these are just things to consider. This idea we don't get involved in each other's fights, family. You ain't did nothing for me lately, and so again, all that sound like massa, family. That sound like massa. Speaking on the Christian, right? This idea, and we cry and again we shout and holler and all that kind of thing, which nothing against that. Sometimes we got to get out a lot of energy and some negative energy and all that kind of thing. And many times shouting and hollering helps, okay? But at the same time, you shouting and hollering to no purpose and not being taught anything has been to a detriment. Some of the greatest learning places on the planet should be in the black church, because we need to be learning from what they didn't allow us to learn or read, so that we can then speak it and teach it and preach it from the biggest pulpits we own on this planet. But I digress. Love has to reign supreme, family. This is a heart issue that we're talking about. And it's time to allow the heart to reign once again. That thing ain't going to look like what you think it is. Your kids, family, to parents. Since we just passed Father's Day, right? The month before was Mother's Day. Again, what your kids are going to go through, family, is not always what you're raising them up in the way they should go. So clearly that thing will not always look the way you think it will. But it will be in the most healthiest possible form for them. It's to the step parents, all of that. We got to nurture and love them, and that's for husband and wife, father and mother. Don't do this. No, she does this at home. I'm the breadwinner. You're on a team. Each one of you has a responsibility. You sit there and Massa making sure that he tests how well you know this, because nowadays you need both of y'all working. We understand there are some in the camp, where the man is going to work a whole lot of hours, again, to what we say. That's all well and good. But understand, while you're doing that, do you know what's going on in the house? If you are leaning and relying upon the wife to constantly tell, again, especially when you have 2, 3, 4 of these kids, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these kids, one person, for our wrestling fans out there, man, what we call that kind of match, we call it a handicap match. You gonna leave your wife to all them babies, all that house running, while you talking about, I'm out here making that money. Again, you are operating in masses economy, and that thing is full of technology, which is lies, deceit, and tricks. That's how it works, okay? We have to recognize the thing. We're on a team, family. It's team whatever your last name of your family is. And not a team to annihilate other ones in your neighborhood. To help us live as wholesome and in peace as we can. I can't say that enough. Right? The hairstyle a person wears, the hairstyle they wear. I really don't. I really don't know how else to say it, family, okay? A lot of these divisions and stuff that we keep making, no. Between the cultures of people, nah, man, no. The dark and the brown and the tan skin tone folks, no. Y'all, band together. We did it before. Let's do it again. Band. This is what we say about the power of that movie, Captain America: Brave New World. That's Hispanic folks and black folks. Dark skin tone folks working together to fight evil. Come on, family. What? There should even be a question. That's some of the stuff that's just on my heart, family. I wanted to stop to just talk about it because, again, I went pretty long on that. I went long on that Juneteenth thing, but we want to give context because we know how the defenses in the mind works. Again, let's shout out each other on these. The web page is up, right? A Different View is on Facebook. You just look up A Different View, Looking Forward. That's the webpage. Come on down. We see people that are tuning in. So, hit the alert bell. I don't always follow a schedule, so when I drop these episodes, hit that alert bell so y'all can hear what's going on. It's just where it's at. It's just where it's at, man. They each one of the people activities that you hear from Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. that you can just see with your own life, man. They playing around with our own complacency. We got to stop blaming God, blaming the devil. No. This is on humanity, the power we have been given. Clearly you can see. You got the ability to walk. You got the ability to use your hands. Again, as it's said in Scripture, you have been given power to get wealth. And that's very real. It's time for us to band together. These opportunities, you see people playing around with opportunities, man. You hit up the scour TikTok, scour YouTube, scour these places for people that will give influence and bless the community, the different communities you live in, not hurt them. Right? This is where it's at now. This is where it's always been. They talk about that whole candle on the hill before we go here, right? The go tell it on the mountain. This little light of mine, right? As I'm naming the things, y'all probably singing the songs, right? Or the words. You letting the light shine is one thing, but as a community family, we have to let the light shine. Whether you got braided hair, an afro, or at least it used to be called an Amerifro, okay? Because it was the hairstyle of the people groups in the Americas, but I digress. And when I say Americas, we talk in North America, Central America, South America, and the islands. They found that similar hairstyle in different people groups, okay? And it affects different folks. We understand. Our white brothers and sisters, especially our Irish brothers, they'll sit there and talk about the afros they have and all that kind of thing. We're not discrediting science here. It's the study of a thing, okay? I'm just saying what it is. Genes pass down and get involved in different ways. That's how it looks, okay? That's where we at, That's what I got for y'all today, family. Again, we look forward to the next time talking, y'all, right? Thank you for walking this road with me. And as always, and until next time, look to find the beauty in a different view.